Now, communal clashes have broken out in several states across the country, targeting Ram Navami processions. Clashes broke out in Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand and West Bengal during peaceful processions celebrating Ram Navami. Processions are taken out on the occasion of Ram Navami to celebrate the birthday of Lord Ram. In fact, one person was killed, another was injured in the Khambat region of Anand in Gujarat during the procession, while Himmatnagar city also witnessed some violence between members of two communities. In Mirzapur, miscreants carried out several weapons during the Ram Navami procession, leading to massive chaos. Massive ruckus also erupted in Ram Navami procession, Madhya Pradesh's Khargaon. In fact, an SP was shot and injured after incidents of stone pelting and arson that was reported in about 24 houses surfaced. 6 policemen are also injured. The entire city is currently under curfew after violence erupted here. The police has imposed Section 144, has detained 10 people after incidents of stone pelting and arson came to fore. A tense atmosphere also prevailed after violence erupted during a procession held in Bokaro region of Jharkhand. Stones were pelted there as well, vehicles damaged. In West Bengal too, similar situations in Howrah. Some miscreants targeted a Ram Navami procession which was being taken out by Vishwa Hindu Parishad near BE College. Following the incident, a huge police force was deployed in the affected region and an investigation has now been ordered. Violence has also erupted in Bihar's Muzaffarpur, where miscreants were seen hoisting a saffron flag on the gate of a Eidgah.
Sometimes they say the saffron flag is provocative. The slogan of Jai Shri Ram is provocative, or the fact that non-veg is being stopped by somebody is given as an excuse to justify the attack. Those who keep crying about human rights have not a word to say when Hindus who are only taking out their peaceful yatra as per their fundamental rights are attacked by such elements. In fact, they come out and justify it with these lame excuses.
हमें कट्टरता नहीं हमारे धर्म में है, दूसरे धर्म में कट्टरता है और कट्टरता के कारण ही कभी मंदिरों पर मुर्तजा के रूप में आता है, कभी शर्जिल इमाम के रूप में आता है, लेकिन भारत के तमाम सनातनी को देखें, सबका साथ सबका विकास।
मध्य प्रदेश की धरती पर दंगाइयों को कोई स्थान नहीं है, चिन्हित कर लिए गए और केवल कार्रवाई का मतलब जेल भेजना नहीं है। चाहे सार्वजनिक संपत्ति हो, चाहे निजी संपत्ति हो, जितना नुकसान हुआ उसकी वसूली भी उनसे की जाएगी।
वन में पूरी तरह से शांति है, पर्याप्त फोर्स, 70 लोग गिरफ्तार कर लिए गए और मध्य प्रदेश में कहीं भी कोई दंगाई को सर उठाने नहीं देंगे। आप जहाँ तक पत्थरों की बात कर रहे हैं, जिन घरों से पत्थर आए उन घरों को ही अब पत्थरों के ढेर में तब्दील कर देंगे। मध्य प्रदेश में किसी को भी दंगा करने की इजाजत नहीं।
जो बंगाल है, इसमें कोई कानून व्यवस्था ठीक नहीं है। इस बंगाल में कुछ भी हो सकता है। अभी हम लोग यहीं पर खड़ा है, यहीं पर बम भी गिर सकता है। क्या विश्वास है? जहाँ पर एक तृणमूल नेता बोल रहा है हम 10 मिनट में इतना शस्त्र मेरा पास है, मैं पूरा 10 मिनट में गांव को समाप्त कर दूंगा, ये चोपड़ा में आपने सुना? तो जैसे तृणमूल के पास ऐसा शस्त्र है, इस पार्टी पे भरोसा क्या है? कुछ भी भरोसा नहीं है। लेकिन हम राम जी का कृपा पर काम कर रहे हैं और उनका कृपा पर जी रहा है।
All right, some crackdown on rioters has been reported over Ram Navami violence in Madhya Pradesh. Houses of alleged rioters. A crackdown on rioters over Ram Navami violence. We're looking at some of the houses which were targeted has now been looked into by the police. Here is a crackdown by the police as houses of alleged rioters bulldozed in Madhya Pradesh. These are reports coming in as Ram Navami celebrations. In fact, a procession was heavily targeted, and post that, we're looking at a crackdown. The houses of those rioters have been bulldozed. This is the information that we get here in Madhya Pradesh. The Ram Navami violence that took place, where the procession, several stone pelting instances of stone pelting were reported from those areas. Now, we're looking at Ram Navami celebrations that turned violent, the police taking cognizance and bulldozing the houses of some of those rioters. This is big update coming in. Remember, here you have reports of violence that were reported during Ram Navami in Madhya Pradesh. Reports of stone pelting was reported, and there was arson. Many of those houses and shops that were torched, and those are the visuals that you see there. And now we hear that the police have bulldozed many of those houses of those rioters who carried out the violence. Let me cut across to Heminder Sharma from Bhopal joining us for more on that. Heminder, we're looking at those rioters and their houses that were bulldozed by the police. Was this an official order to destroy their homes while they were arrested? Give us an understanding into what exactly happened during Ram Navami celebration.
Well, as we are speaking, the government, the administration and the police, they are in action in Khargone. They in fact are bringing down the houses of those people who allegedly pelted stones at the procession of Ram Navami yesterday in Khargone. The Chief Minister and the Home Minister of the state, they have made it clear. In fact, the Home Minister early morning today, he gave a statement, said that the houses from which the stones came, they would be razed, and this is now being done in Khargone. The police have registered a case against close to 80 people. 77 of them have been identified. Some have been arrested, some have been rounded up, and they are being identified. The others are being identified. Several shops were torched. There were several vehicles that were torched, and this happened while the procession was passing through a particular area. It is being alleged from the other side that some provocative music, some abuses were being heard, and there seems to be some kind of pattern to this, because a similar sort of incident happened in Sendua in Barwani district as well. Thankfully, there was not much damage. The station house officer of a police station, he got injured in the process. There were several other police men also who got injured. Here also in Khargone, police was accompanying the procession, but this thing happened, and after that the government has come into action saying that they are taking action, and action is being taken against those who pelted stones, and they are being identified from videos that are in circulation.
You know, Heminder, I'm going to come back to you, but let me quickly cut across to Indrajit Kundu as well. Indrajit also joining us from Kolkata, where we saw bouts of violence that took place during the Ram Navami procession. Indrajit, what really has triggered these kind of protests or the violence that ensued during the Ram Navami procession? Who is to blame for this, and is the Mamata government really taking action on those rioters? Have they been booked? Have they been arrested?
Well, Nabila, we've heard of some instances of scuffle and stone pelting that have come in from areas like Howrah, in Bankura and other districts as well yesterday. Now, the allegation, of course, is we are hearing allegation and counter allegation, with one community saying that while the procession was being taken out, there was stone pelting that took place. The others, on the other hand, say that there was stone pelting from the other side. So it's very difficult as to who is to blame at this point in time. Of course, the administration has swung into action, and some people have been detained in Howrah. There are protests also that are happening. Yesterday, at another incident in Bankura, well, a Ram Navami procession was being taken out. There was police barricading near a mosque, and there was a scuffle between police and those who had taken out that procession because they wanted to go through a certain area. So these are incidents that have almost become a common, template every year during Ram Navami celebrations. However, Nabila, at the same time, there have been some, good visuals that have also emerged from areas in West Bengal. In Howrah, we've seen how one community member were trying to give fresh water, drinking water, to those who were taking out a Ram Navami procession in the scorching heat. There is also, visuals that have emerged from Murshidabad district, where we see Muslims and Hindus coming together for a Ram Navami procession. So yes, there have been sporadic incidences, and the state administration and the police on the ground are trying to see so that there is no flare up in those incidences that have been reported over the past 24 hours.
All right. Well, we're looking at many cases of violence that has been reported from different parts of the country. Saurabh Akhtania also joining us from Ahmedabad in Gujarat, where such a report was filed during Ram Navami procession. Saurabh, we understand that there were people who pelted stones at the procession, and eventually that led to quite some chaos there. Give us an understanding who triggered it, and have they been arrested, and what kind of violence did we see in Gujarat's Ahmedabad?
Well, Nabila, these images behind me speaks for themselves. Look at the visuals behind me. These are the flames are still burning, and this is the area of Sabarkantha district in Himmatnagar area. And in the occasion of Ram Navami, there was a huge yatra which was carried out in this particular road. This is the Chaparia road, and ahead of me, just 1 kilometer ahead from this particular area, there is one temple from which the VHP had organized the Ram Navami yatra. Now, this is a very sensitive place. What officials have been telling us, there were hundreds of people in this particular yatra, and someone started allegedly pelting stones, and now this is when the violence actually erupted. Being in such a sensitive area, the residential of this particular area are clearly telling us that not more than 5 cops were present at this particular spot. So this is very big question which the officials need to answer, that being such a sensitive area, and when such yatra was been organized by VHP, why there was not enough protection over here. Look at the visuals, all the shops over here, all the vehicles over here. Let me tell you, the houses also, the residential houses are completely burnt down by the miscreant. Over 700 people have been identified in this particular incident. The cops have registered 3 different FIRs. The roads, let me show you the road. This is the particular road where this particular yatra was actually organized, and here is where actually the stone pelting actually happened. There was communal rights between the 2 communities. Now the leaders of different communities have reached to this particular area. They are trying to calm down the situation, but here in the visuals you can clearly see that a situation like curfew is completely over here. All the shops are completely shut down. Only if there is an emergency, anyone can come out. But the situation yesterday, you could have imagined from the visual that how scary these are the visuals over here. There was this particular whole road. This is the Chaparia road. On this particular road, there was this particular yatra which was organized. And in the afternoon, while the yatra was passing from this particular area, there is an allegation that they asked to slow down the DJ volume. They also asked that that there should be complete silence when this yatra passed from this particular area. The other side is alleging that there was stone pelting which happened. Now, the police is actually confirming that what actually happened, but this is when the riots actually started. People from all over area in the Himmatnagar, this particular area, started to come out. They started stone pelting on each other. And then the violence actually broke out, and after which the arsoning took place. The visuals here, you could see, this is the jeep which was involved in this particular yatra. Yeah. It's completely burned down into ashes.
But these visuals are really compelling, and it's shocking to know, Saurabh, that police in all these cities, across all these cities, be it Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat or Kolkata for that matter, were not informed that this could turn violent. They know very well that Ram Navami celebrations usually is a trigger. It's usually a trigger of some kind of violence between 2 communities, usually the Hindu-Muslim communities. In many of these parts, stone pelting were reported, and it just takes one small trigger for this procession then to turn into a violent, chaotic protest. And that's what we see. Arson, vehicles vandalized, many shops and houses that have been torched. Absolutely unfortunate during the festivities. Thank you very much, all our reporters, for joining us with those details.